From 4 News Now, with live updates throughout the day, breaking news as it happens, and weather every 10 minutes. This is KXLY Plus.
Good afternoon. For 4 News Now, I'm Rob King. Next week, the Grammy and Tony Award-winning musical Hadestown is coming to Spokane. It's going to be at the First Interstate Center for the Arts Saturday, December 21st, and Sunday, December 22nd. Tickets are on sale now. And joining me is one of the actors in that show. It is Jaylon C. Crump, who plays Hermes. Jaylon, how are you?
I'm good. I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thank you for joining me. Why don't we just start with when people go to see Hadestown, what can they expect?
Oh my gosh, you can expect to cry, to be happy. You can expect a story of hope, love. Expect to be very, very included in the entire process as well. This is a show that is very inclusive off of audience interaction, which is my job. So yeah, just expect to be, I guess, immersed in the world of Hadestown and like complete in all its glory.
Well, I guess that leads us into the next question. Talk to us a little bit about your character, Hermes, and their role in the show.
Yeah, so my character is the messenger god, Hermes, also like described as like the fleet-footed guide and the conductor of souls to the underworld. But also in like Hadestown, I also serve as like the messenger to the audience as well. So I guess you could call me like a little bit of like the narrator of the story. But also there are moments where I step into the story and talk to the actors, but there's also a lot of moments where the audience is my scene partner and I step out of the story and I just talk to the audience, which is very, very cool because you don't get to break the fourth wall in a lot of shows, so it's amazing.
Do you enjoy that?
Absolutely. I enjoy it so much, like just because in a lot of shows you don't get to do that. A lot of shows you kind of have to like put up and like I'm only talking to this person. I'm not really addressing the audience. In this show, our energy is based so much off of audience interaction, and I pull a lot of things from the audience. So being able to look and directly talk to them and just be like, "Hey, I'm talking to you." It's so much fun.
But it can't be fun when you get a stale audience.
Yeah. Well, I think that a lot of the times, even if the audience isn't as interactive that day as I would like them to be, I feel like I can get them a little bit riled up. So
do you have the opposite issue though, where they're a little, all right, settle down, audience?
I think that sometimes I get like there are some people who are just like so loud, but I feel like after a while of me doing the character for a couple months now, I know how to like rein people in and know how to let people loose. I definitely feel like I'm like the leader of the audience and also of the story on stage. So it definitely, I feel like a lot of that weight depends on me about like, you know, give and take with the audience. But I think it's like a really good balance. And I think that personally our cast loves a good rowdy audience. So.
Oh, that's good. Well, Spokane will have to bring it then.
Absolutely.
Which way do you think's correct to say Hermes? The original Greek god way or the designer way?
Ooh, what is the original Greek god way?
If you were to say Hermes like we would, or Hermes, trying to be fancy.
Oh, I think just Hermes. At least for me.
I think so too. I think the bag company is wrong, and I don't think
Hermes.
Not enough people talk about it.
Yeah. Hermes, which I love all their stuff. I wish that
just in case they're looking for a sponsorship.
If they're looking for a sponsor, you know what I mean? Like, I wish that, like, you know, I could afford to, trust me, my bank account looks good, but not that good to be able to be purchasing that. But I see a collaboration in my future for sure.
But I mean, Hermes is at least actually fancy, not like when people try to call Target Target.
Yeah, well, I'm from Texas, so I feel like I do call Target Target sometimes, just so I can feel like a little bit elevated, you know?
Yeah. So you guys are on tour now. How's the tour been going?
Oh my gosh, it has been a dream come true. I absolutely love it. I've been on 3 tours prior to this one, and this one is 1000% my favorite one that I've been on. You just touch so many audience members and you just touch so many people. It's just a show that is like no other, that people leave feeling like no other show that they've seen before. You can just tell an audience interaction with them, with their interaction on our social media, with their interaction after the show at the stage door. It's just been an amazing experience so far, yeah.
And how? So you said it's your third tour, so third Hadestown tour with them.
No. So I've been on tour before with. This is my first time touring with Hadestown, but I've been on
Oh,
tour
got it.
before with Jesus Christ Superstar and also the Rent Farewell tour as well.
Got it. So how do you take some of the previous iterations of people who've played Hermes and kind of how much do you allow that to inform your role and how much of yourself do you choose to put into it?
Yeah, I feel like my Hermes is a lot of myself. But there are certain things that I will say that I don't want to say that I like steal or copy from other people, but there are certain things that I feel like certain gestures or certain way that things are said that is just not necessarily copying, but it's just great storytelling. I feel like with that original Broadway cast that everybody knows and love, you have Andre, you have Eva Noblezada, you have Reed Carney, you have like so many of those people who made the show what it is. So there are definitely moments in the show that they peek through. Just because that's just like how the show has been set from the beginning. But I will say that I feel like everyone in our company does a really good job of making the show their own, vocally, physically, emotionally, themselves. Yeah, I feel like with me, I'm such a huge I'm such a huge Andre DeShields fan that there are moments where Andre creeps through, but it's not necessarily, I guess, like copying Andre. It's more of just like the reason why it creeps through is just because it's amazing storytelling, and you don't have to fix what isn't broke. You know what I mean?
Right. It's kind of like an alphabet. There's so many ways, only so many ways to do it.
Absolutely. And this show has just become like a cult classic staple for everyone. So there are certain things that people, are expecting to see. I will say. So yeah.
Now, I don't know, based off TikTok algorithms, what you see as trending could not be trending for everybody else. But I feel like a couple months ago, I was inundated with Hadestown. Did you get that as well?
Yes, and I thought that it was my algorithm just because my phone had been listening to me that I was about to be in the show.
Yes. So you're like, oh, you're about to perform. We just saw your social security number. Here's music from the show.
But I feel like Hadestown is kind of like always trending. I always see like different things that has nothing to do with the tour, that has to do with like the UK or has to do with the UK live recording just came out, which has like been like a big trending thing on TikTok and social media as well. So I feel like there are always just like new and fresh things. The Broadway cast is always like reinventing and has new people, new replacements coming in and everything. So I feel like it always gets like a little refresher every couple months, and it causes like social media, I guess like the musical theater social media community to like kind of like flourish off of that.
And Jaylon, we kind of talked about this at the top, but you said people can expect to cry. What do you think's the like importance of kind of putting art with heart out for people today?
Oh my gosh, I love that question. I think that, especially in this show, that art imitates life. And I think that the reason why people, I want to say, are so emotionally touched by our show is because it really emulates everything that's happening in our world today. And it's a story that really withholds the test of time. And I think that that's a big reason why it touches so many people and it makes so many people emotional, because the characters that they see on stage are really just like really big emulations of what is going on in our world today. And a lot of people see themselves in Orpheus, see themselves in Eurydice, see themselves in Hades, Persephone, Hermes. A lot of people see themselves in the Fates, the Workers, like you know what I mean? There's so many people who come to our show, and some people, the Workers are their favorites. Sometimes the Fates are their favorites. Sometimes the Principals are their favorites. It just like it really just emulates a lot of what life is, and I think that that's what really makes the show special.
Well, Jaylon, I think that's a great way to end it. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to add before I let you go?
No, none at all. Please come see Hadestown. I would love to see y'all there. Come to the stage door. I would love to say hi. And yeah, I really hope that, Spokane really enjoys the show, and I really hope that we can present a great show to them. And I know that we will, and I hope that they're really touched by that.
I know, I'm looking forward to it. Jaylon C. Crump, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.